Yo, what's good? This is June Jones, and I want to hit y'all with a video about odometer fraud. I witnessed it firsthand this past week, and so let me get into just a little backstory on kind of like what happened. So, I went to Dallas like 2 weeks ago, but I did a bid online for a 2008 Chrysler 300. And then I drove down to Dallas, like I see my videos. I drove down and went down, and then the Chrysler 300 was pretty clean from the pictures. It was kind of like the silent bid that the dealers auction do, America's Auto Auction. It was like I didn't get to see it run through, so it was all a gamble anyway. So, but my intentions was like, if the car was running right, I was just gonna hop in it and drive it back. You know what I'm saying? But so I went. I think this was I went down on a Tuesday auction. I went down on like a Tuesday, and then I stayed for the auction as well. I didn't get no footage when I went back that last time. But so I get there, the Chrysler 300 was pretty clean. I mean, it was some discrepancies on it that they did, that you really can't tell from photos. Like the car was silver, so the whole one side was like, it looked dull, but it seemed like the paint was, I don't even know. But so I'm like, okay, I had other cars on the run list, so I said, okay, I'm gonna leave it running. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave it running the whole time the auction is going, and I'm gonna leave the air on blowing. I'm gonna leave it because the air blew, so that was a plus for me. Like the air, that's the main factor. It only had 168,000 miles on it. Remember what I said? It only had 168,000 miles on it. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna leave it running so I can see if it's gonna make it back to the tosser, So I left it running, air blowing cold for hours. First hour, I was going to check on it like every 30 minutes. So, and let me rewind. I bid it on this car for $900. After the auction fees and everything, it turned out to be $1,100 out the door. It was like 11 and 12. It was something like oddball something. So, cool, boom. So, the auction going, I'm going to check on it like every 30 minutes. So, about like that second or third time I went to go check on it, I go back, I see antifreeze leaking from seemed like it was coming from the reservoir, but it was leaking a lot. The car was starting to overheat, after it was running for a couple hours. I'm like, I'm glad I did that. So I'm just like, so immediately I'm just like, forget it. I ain't nothing I could do with it. Boom, I turned it off. I went in there and told them I want to run it back through the auction. I wanted to run it through. No, that was a Thursday. I bought it on a Thursday auction, but I pulled up on a Tuesday auction. I told them I want to run it through on a Tuesday auction. So she was like, cool, boom. I gave her all the information because, the car was still up there. So, boom, it ran through. See, look, I bid it on the 900. So when it sold for $1,000. So I really won minus the auction fees. I eat that. It's cool. It's part of the game. So, fast forward till now. So the car just sold last Tuesday. And it's actually on that live bid that I did the video. When I sold it, you'll see me on there saying, yes, like at least I got my money back. And so I'm prowling. I prowl Dallas's marketplace all day long. Like I prowl a lot of people's marketplace, just looking for deals, just seeing what different cars is going for, just kind of trying to stay in the loop. So I'm looking through Dallas's marketplace, and boom, what do I see? I see the Chrysler 300, 2008. I knew it was the one that I bought because the bottom bumper had a crack. You know what I'm saying? So, boom, I see it, and guess how many miles it said it had? I bought it when it had 168,000 miles on it. When he had it listed and said it had 110,000 miles on it. So, and I'm only saying this because I've been noticing a lot of fraud been going on, odometer fraud, and I feel like even in the dealers auctions, kind of like, you know what I'm saying? But at least they'll be up front and be like, miles discrepancy. Like they do be keeping it a beam. But most cars that's 10 years and younger, and pretty much a lot of people's states. I know in Oklahoma, I don't know about Texas, but I know like in California and just certain little parts. I had to call the lady because I'm like, why do I keep seeing all these cars saying exempt? So this is the thing when it comes to odometer fraud. If you're not in the dealer game, you really don't know what to look for. You really don't. You don't know the lingo. You don't know a bunch of title. Like you ain't really into titles and and stuff like that. Even before I even got my dealer's license, I had a Suburban that I feel like had odometer fraud because I seen it way later after when I found out about it. Found out about odometer fraud. But let me get back on point. So I'm seeing the Chrysler 300. So I messaged them, just to make sure I'm not tripping. I'm like, hey, I like the vehicle, how many miles it got on it? I see it say 110. I just wanted to see what he was gonna say. Like, he was like, yeah, 110. I'm like, wow, like, but post that, I've been hearing about a lot of odometer fraud. And the thing is, this is so to not get beat if you're not in the dealer, if you're not buying cars from the dealer, this is what I suggest you do. So I know for sure that he wrote them numbers back with the odometer, because all it is it's like look like an engine reader, but it's just for the odometer only. And the way that people is getting away with it is most of them cars say exempt already. So if you buy a car that's 2004 and 05s and 08s and 10 years and younger, you on the title you have to put, I guess you could put actual miles, but you gotta put exempt. So when the title come back, it already say exempt. So it ain't got no miles on there. So all a person gotta do, especially on the cheaper cars, is roll the numbers back, because most people don't really comprehend or understand none of this unless you get a Carfax, and then you see like, well, dang, and even then it's still kind of sketchy, because you could be like, dang, I know I ain't tripping. The car say it got 222,000 miles on it, but in the Carfax it say it had 250, and then you be like looking. But if you don't know none of this, you ain't even gonna be. And most people that spend 3,000 to 4,000 or something like that on a car, they really ain't tripping. 4,000, you probably tripping a little bit. But I personally feel like if you're spending 3,000 on a car, 3,500, you really don't care like that. You ain't checking the title like that. Like, I mean, you're checking the title, but I'm saying like you're not checking Carfax on no little buckets that you're buying. Like, and even then, like the newer cars, they're getting away with it, especially in that 3,000. You know what I'm saying? And it's so easy to do, But I just thought that was crazy that a car that I bought, you know what I'm saying, with 168,000 miles on it now say 110,000. And it's just like, it's a dirty game out here, because it's like, dang, like if you ain't playing that game, like, look how much more leverage he got in that vehicle with the mileage down, which is crazy, like people booing folks. And I'm gonna be honest, a lot of these dealerships is straight boo-hooing folks. You hear me? Folks getting booed. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know. I didn't even know. I even got booed. Like, I bought a work truck, you know what I'm saying, from this one dealer, and this is before I even had my, like I was trying to say, before I had my dealer's license or even was hip to odometer fraud. I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't think about it until I was on the phone with somebody, and they was putting me on game, like, yeah, man, all you got to do is buy. I'm like, really? And then, that word exempt. So what I was gonna say is, when you're looking, when you're on Marketplace and you're looking for cars, ask them flat out, be like, is them the actual miles or is they exempt? If they say they exempt, then that's how you know something you might be, because it can say exempt the fact that the car's old, and they got to put that on the title, because that is a thing. Like, check your local DMV, ask them, you know what I'm saying? Like, what state, what, like, get into knowing that, because you're, a lot of people's getting booed. Like, flat out getting booed. You know what I mean? And don't even know it. You know? Even, like, they shave it. They might not shave a lot off, but, like, he kind of, that 110, he pushed it too far. He said 168. I probably would have gave it $1.30. You know? 140, 135. You know? That's good mileage. Why would you put 110? Now, it was clean. It wasn't that clean. It had discrepancies. It was overheating. I'm sure he probably got that fixed, because it was cool. It was antifreeze everywhere. I immediately turned it off, went back in and told him I wanted to run it back through the auction. And another thing, I know I ain't been sticking. I know I come on here and I be like, don't buy no car, you know, from a regular dealer. Like, make sure it's a financial institution, or make sure it's a bigger dealership. But I even keep dice rolling. You know what I mean? Like, because when all the auctions is going, all the cars that I actually touched and felt might have ran through too high. You know, or lately it's kind of been like, they've been running through like a little high, and then like, I don't want to be the last. Because you could get them. You always got that little second, I don't want to be the last one. And then it's going to be that, because that extra 200-300 is going to can possibly cost you additional $200 on the dealer fee. You know what I'm saying? Like how I bid it on a car, wanted for $900, but out the door it was still $1,100. You know what I'm saying? Like $1,165 or something like that. So it's just like, you bid on a car for $6,100, then it's, I think like $6,200, then it's gonna be like $6,700 out. This is gonna be like a $465 auction fee with cars that's $6,000. So I keep that in my mind. You know what I'm saying? When you bidding on these cars, I even been shying away from sticking to the script. So I really want to get on here and just, say once again, like, hey, because I just bought a Volkswagen Passat, which, I watched the auction. I went and touched a lot of cars this week at auction. I want to say that. But, it was so many cars going through, man, and I was on it, man, and I seen that 14 Passat run through, and it came from a bigger financial place, but man, they kind of like, you really can get booed. You know what I mean? Like, I get the car, the hood latch is broke, can't get in, the air ain't working. I just going against. Now, I did do a detail on it to clean up. I ran that back through. Like, it's going to run back through. I had it for like a couple of hours. I cleaned it up real good, and I drove it right back up there to him. It run good. 99,000 miles on the dash. It run good. It's leather, so I'm going to run it back through on Wednesday. And if it don't run through for what I want on Wednesday, I'm going to run it through on Friday. And then if it don't run through on Friday, I'm going to just get the air fixed and get the hood latch fixed and just eat it. You know what I'm saying? So I even got to just make sure, like I told y'all before, like, it's so easy to, like, just bid on one of these cars and you could lose your whole everything. Lose your ass. I'm talking fast. I done did it. You know what I'm saying? And not only have I did it once, I keep doing it. Like, even though I be getting good deals, but I think the good deals come from, well, they still dice rolls. Because both of them, they still dice roll. I did touch the, my Ford Focus, I did touch that car. But my Malibu, I didn't touch. I just seen it for going at a good price, and I betted on it. So you gonna win some, you gonna lose some. But when you lose some, you gotta be able to get over that loss and charge it to the game fast. You can't be stuck on it, man. You just gotta keep moving and keep pushing, So if I can just, assist anyone, just try to just be careful, man. I know you want to bid so bad on there, especially when you going to auctions every week and you ain't getting nothing, and then the next week you like, man, I just gotta get something. Like, when you start feeling like that, just it's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. That $3,000 that you about to probably, man, just whoa. You know what I'm saying? Whoa. And it's just like, I think in my area it just ain't no cars. Every blue moon cars come up, but it don't be no good deals that I like to see, you know. So I just want to bring a little game, you know what I'm saying? Be careful on that odometer fried, like look in your area because it's going down. Like folks don't care, they flipping cars, all the flippers, they rolling numbers back, you know what I'm saying? So just be smooth. Check your Carfax if you really care. But like I said, you spending $3,000-4,000, you don't care. As long as it's clean and it's running good, who cares? You know what I'm saying? But that blue book care when you change them numbers, that price go up. You know what I'm saying? So just be careful, man. Be smooth. I'll see you on the next one.